and welcome everybody to another Alignable Learn webinar. This is another kind of fun one because this was actually kind of a Alignable member request. We've done recent webinars on website design practices, effective blogging, search engine optimization. So we're always kind of like dancing around the content conversation, and it's always kind of trickled in there. But I thought it was really important if we just really focus one webinar just on strategies to create quality content for your online success. So that's really where this came from, again, directly from the audience. So today we're going to explore quality content strategies to grow your online presence and really just understand like the right way to approach creating ideal content for your website. Today's topics are going to be quality content writing strategies. We're going to break down, there's going to be some big keywords today: authenticity and intent, and really just creating your own unique style for content. So we're going to break down a lot of that. We're going to bring back a webinar from the past, kind of talking again about blogging and how important it is both for engagement and also for search engine optimization. And then we're going to tie marketing into or content kind of into marketing. Something that I don't really see other people really emphasizing enough of how much content plays a role in the sort of journey and actual marketing strategy of your website. So we're going to unpack how messaging influences user experience. We're going to talk about effective design of your website content, because it's great to have powerful and engaging content, but we can't just dump it down the page. We need to effectively organize it and lay it out. And that also plays into the engagement conversation. And then we're going to tie it all together with the digital consumer journey. It's a topic that we talk about in a lot of our webinars, but it's so important for everyone to understand just how to structure your website. And intent, again, is going to be a really big conversation, kind of guiding people through the journey of your website and how content plays such a pivotal role in that. So let's go ahead and explore quality content strategies for your online success. The first big topic that we're going to jump into today is quality content writing strategies. So when creating quality content, it's a conversation of both messaging and optimization, all really, kind of focused on finding your target audience. This is going to be something we're going to talk a lot about today. Just, not only targeting and engaging with your audience the right way, but also how you're, effectively informing them, maybe kind of entertaining them, and most importantly, meeting their intentions while they're on your website. That's, really important. We're going to talk a lot about that today. So some really big bullet points here to really highlight: writing content to properly engage your target audience with your appropriate tone, persona, emotion. And when you put those together, you basically create your own writing style. So let's just talk about that for a second. So real, kind of basic terms here. A plumbing business is not going to engage, their audience the same way that a life coach will, let's say. You have to kind of, look at your specific business and your industry and, who your target audience is, and develop your own sort of tone and persona and emotion that kind of is speaking to your unique brand style. We always talk about branding as kind of the visual things, type and images and colors and logo, but the way that you talk to people is part of your brand as well. So, a really big part of your writing strategy has to be coming up with your own unique tone and persona and create that style that really, kind of speaks to who your business is. The second big one here is something that we're going to go over a lot today: writing content based on the intent of the user landing on a specific post or page of your website. We're going to talk a lot about this in the blogging section mostly, but really kind of understanding that, the way that you write a blog or an article and the way that you're engaging people there should not be the same as, when they go over to, a primary pillar page of your website or a service page where you're talking more about your business. You have to kind of think about your website as steps in a journey, guiding people to kind of your desired action of getting in contact with you or buying that product or signing up for something. So you kind of have to think about the way that you're speaking to your audience, from a blog post to a service page, even to your contact page or your sign up page. There's a kind of a strategy that you have to implement there in order to effectively engage people and kind of pull them in and get the desired actions that you want from your website. Some things that we're really going to unpack way more in just a second here: sharing your authentic insights, opinions, knowledge, and skills. We're going to talk a lot about just creating like authentic content in the next block here. But that one too, like I really hope everyone takes that as like a big takeaway from today. And then just, kind of something that I know we talk a lot about in our search engine optimization conversations, targeting topics consistently that relate to your business. So we always talk about topic authority and kind of, speaking to, various conversations and topics and questions that people come up with that relate to your business. So this is kind of the way I always kind of frame this is, think of the services that you offer. Let's say you have 5 services. What are typical sort of like topics, questions, conversations that come up from both new customers that are coming into your business for the first time, but also existing customers who have been with you for a while? And then write content that reflects those conversations, those questions, and those typical kind of like topics that come up. And those are all like little, opportunities that you put out through articles and through writing an FAQ section on your website, blog posts. And the more that you're doing that over time, you're consistently kind of hitting those topics over and over and over again. You're building what we call topic authority. Kind of a good way to visualize this, and actually is kind of like a technical SEO thing as well. It's what we call topic clusters. So think of kind of like your one service is like in the middle, and you're building kind of like little clusters around that topic of all like little subtopics, and they all link back to that primary service in the middle. So, that's kind of the way to kind of think about it. It's like build topic clusters about each particular service that you offer with all like little conversations and subtopics and questions. And that's how over time you're building topic authority. And you're also going to be, meeting some SEO standards as well. So again, we're talking a lot about authenticity today. It's kind of a big part of the conversation. So let's talk about EEAT strategy here. So EEAT is an acronym that's kind of created by Google. I want everyone to see this really awesome infographic right here. It like perfectly describes it. It stands for experience, expertise, authoritativeness, and trustworthiness. And you'll see right here in this infographic, the trustworthiness is kind of like the middle. It's the most important factor. Everything kind of leads to that. So let's unpack this, because this is basically like the perfect guideline. This is actually kind of what Google wants everyone to be doing. For creating more authentic content, more human content, and just kind of like relatable information for people. So experience, let's just kind of break this all down right here. Experience is your personal insights, your advice, stories and little quips and things that have happened to you in your career, and even your opinions. The more that you're kind of trickling into your content, all these little insights and little personal stories, jokes, things like that, you're just making the content, number one, more authentic and more human, but also just kind of like more relatable. People, kind of identify more with, little things that you're talking about. And it also just kind of showcases like, that you've been doing this for a long time. On top of that, expertise is the next big E here. You want to showcase your professional knowledge, your skills, your credentials, and your associations. So, when someone is reading some content on your website or a blog post or an article or a white paper, they're saying, oh, okay, I can actually take this person's insights and their advice seriously, because look at all the, their credentials. They've been doing this for all these years. They're obviously, a high level expert. So I can take what they're talking about here seriously. So now the authority factor here is kind of, the A is an interesting one. So are you a trusted source of content? This is basically what Google is asking about your website, the more that you're pumping content out. So, basically, are you a content creator and a source of information that's considered kind of a go-to? Are people taking your content from your website, articles, papers, and sharing that over on their websites or within their networks? Basically, the more that Google sees your content being shared, especially on higher authority, websites and various online networks, that's all just going to, really help to drive your authoritativeness. Also, the topic authority thing that we just talked about, so important. The more that you're doing that, you're going to get that A, and all of it leads to the big one, trust, here in the middle. So Google's going to say, okay, they are consistently putting out quality content that's accurate. They are really just pumping out, conversations about the same topics over and over again. So they really know what they're talking about. They have credentials that can be trusted. And, their own audience is saying, hey, this is helpful information. This is useful for me. And that's over time, the more that you're doing this, you're going to get that T as well. So huge takeaway from today's webinar. EEAT strategy is really all about creating that more authentic content that is uniquely you. When you're combining, sort of like your own personal, sort of tone and style of writing, EEAT is really going to help you do that more effectively, and you're just going to create much more engaging content. I want to also kind of add in here, because we see this all the time on Alignable lately. There's a lot of content companies and a lot of conversations within various website groups all about AI. So let's just talk about this for a second, because everyone says, oh, well, isn't AI like this great tool that really is going to help me, just write more authentic content? Yes, but also no. So the way that I really want everyone to think about this is that AI is a tool to be more efficient, but don't let it write all of your website content and your blog posts for you. Do not mass produce AI kind of like generic content. Even if you're putting in really high quality stuff into the engine and, and prompting it to give you back more quality information, it's still just pulling information from like, general knowledge and generic kind of information. Remember that AI is just a tool to kind of help you be more efficient, but human input is really required. You have to give it your personal touch, especially when we're talking about EEAT. You want to engage your audience, again, with your own unique persona and tone, emotion, and style. And you can kind of like mimic that with AI. You can say, hey, write in the tone or persona of an SEO professional or an experienced business owner. But that's not you. You're just kind of like mimicking a tone or persona. You want it to be authentically you. You really want to kind of like avoid like spam and these outdated kind of like tactics, because number one, you can't cheat Google. They're hip to all the AI stuff now, and they're even de-indexing websites from search engines who are trying to like just mass produce blog posts and things like that. So you're really, again, you want it to be authentically you. But that doesn't mean AI is evil. It actually is really awesome. But a human content writer or editor is always going to be best, especially in the eyes of Google. You want to use AI to work efficiently, and then just kind of, give you some inspiration, some structure, some ideas. But then you have to give it your personal touch. EEAT, EEAT, EEAT. Remember that way more than AI. I'm going to make t-shirts that say AI can't do EEAT, because we really, really just want to remember that it's your personal stories, your personal opinions, your personal takes, even little jokes and little things that you've experienced in your career. That type of stuff that you're trickling into your content is what's really going to make it more human, more relatable, and way more engaging and authentic. And AI just can't really do that. It's always going to be kind of mimicking you. It's not really authentically you. So I really just wanted to put that out there as well. So let's kind of move the conversation forward here. I know we have talked about this in recent webinars, but let's just kind of remind everybody really the importance of blogging here, not just for engagement, but also for search engine optimization. So in our previous webinars, like our search engine optimization webinar, and we did a whole nother webinar strategically just about blogging. We really unpacked a lot of this, but it's so important just to really kind of emphasize to people, because I have businesses that I support who their blog is way more impactful for them than email marketing or any traditional marketing or social media. We just keep pumping out great blog content all the time, and they get a ton of business from it. So blogging is so impactful for businesses, especially small and medium scale businesses. So blogs can help you expand your website's presence and your ability to be found on search engines, but they also keep your current audience engaged with you, and they help kind of expand your audience as well. So again, some really important kind of little bullet points here to just take away. You want to build that topic authority with Google, consistently targeting those topics that are relevant to your business and your services, your products. You can really use blogs to improve your local and geographic relevance by just being engaged with your local community and targeting your business areas. The more that you're kind of using blogs as sort of like a strategy for getting found more, and again, kind of like, keeping it within that EEAT sort of, framework, you're just going to, really kind of start to drive the correct target audience to your website. And this is a really big one. We're going to unpack this more in a second. Use blogs to answer common questions, provide helpful insights, and inform your audience. This is a huge strategy that we really focus on because it's actually a big part of what Google wants from your website, especially when it comes to like the blog and article and white paper conversation. So let's just break this down a little bit more here. So Google's helpful content algorithm. So Google is constantly updating search engine standards to not only show more relevant and insightful and helpful results to users. This is all part of their most up-to-date algorithms, but really just the thing to remember here is Google's helpful content algorithm. This is really the idea of using your blogs, your articles, and your website just to answer common questions, provide insights and advice, and share your professional knowledge just to provide like helpful information. Using your blog posts not to be like some big sales pitch or telling people how awesome your business is, but what are the questions that people who typically come to your business, first-time customers or even existing customers, what are the questions that they tend to have? Figuring out what they need to do, about a certain service or a product that they're interested in. All of those potential questions and inquiries that you tend to usually get, write blog posts about those, because everyone that you put out there and they end up on the search engine, like that's just another opportunity for you to get found and drive the right targeted people to your website. So again, strictly following the EEAT standards, so you're writing that high quality content that is authentically you. You're avoiding the self-promotion and the spammy kind of stuff, and you're just answering questions, that are your typical audience tends to have, so that they're going to, find your blog post from a search engine when they're doing that kind of like online research. They're going to end up on your website, and now they're right into your website journey, and they're going to be way more likely to engage with your business because you just use your blog to help them. And then, of course, they're going to say, oh, okay, well, I'm just going to get in touch with this business because, obviously they know what they're doing as well. So if you strictly follow the helpful content guidelines, this will lead to more organic traffic from Google driving into your website. It's going to be the right target audience, and it's just going to increase your ranking over time as well. So much so that, nowadays, if you go to Google and you type in a question, you get sort of like that generative AI response. That tends to come from a blog post or an article from a website that ranks really high within that search query. That can be you. You can get to be that actual generative AI response. So your content is right there on Google helping people. They get driven right into your blog post, and then they're right into your journey. And again, they're now they're much more likely to engage with your business. So blogs, again, so huge, not only just from engaging your audience consistently and growing your audience, but also from an SEO factor. Do not underestimate it, and really, really emphasize blog strategy with your online presence. I really kind of want to take the content conversation here over into more of like a marketing conversation, because I see a lot of people talking about quality content writing, but not really getting into these sort of topics. So let's just unpack this real quick. How messaging influences user experience. This is a really interesting conversation. So with impactful messaging on your website, exactly like this little graphic here is showing you, and a well-designed user experience within your website, you're going to be much more likely to engage people and make the website basically just more sticky, basically keeping people on the page longer, more likely to follow your calls to action. And it's actually going to help you drive more leads and conversions. So, if you craft your message based on user intent and journey stage, we're going to unpack that much more in a second. Tell a story that guides users and actually engages them effectively. And then you're using impactful messaging to drive the desired actions of your website, which is like filling out that lead form like this graphic here is showing, making a purchase, or just getting in contact with you. Really emphasizing how important messaging can actually influence users and guide them through your website. Just remember that. It's not just about dumping a bunch of awesome content on the page. It's about using your messaging effectively to drive the desired actions that your website wants. Another really important factor that I really want to bring up here is effective design of your website content. This is because what is a website, right? We ask this question all the time. It's a communication tool of both your messaging and your content. So you have to use effective design practices and modern standards to really just have that, most impactful and engaging online presence. It's great to write, all the best content in the world. And I see, SEO people and content writing people say, content is king, right? Yes, but also so is organization and presentation. You don't want to just have that giant dissertation down the page. I see this way too much lately. You need to break that content up with, user-friendly layouts, break it up with infographics or videos, just some color separation sections even, organize your content, and that's going to help the engagement process as well. Number one, your website should be totally responsive and mobile first. Make sure how it is on desktop is exactly how it is on mobile. You want to make your actionable targets easy and minimize choices. Drive people to your one desired action. That, and KISS, we say this all the time, right? Keep it simple, stupid. Don't make overly elaborate layouts or anything like that that are not going to drive to your desired action. It's really important. Again, divide the content up, use images, videos, infographics, backgrounds, just separate sections for improved organization. So important. And just easy navigation, a high level of accessibility. You want people to easily get around your website and just understand, kind of structure and easily find what they're looking for. We talk all the time about consistent branding with fonts and colors and images, elements, your logo. But your writing style is also another big part of your branding. So just always remember that too. But effectively design and layout, keep your content organized is so important. And just one more aspect thing that I really wanted to bring up here. This is one that we talk about all the time, the digital consumer journey. This is about structuring your website so that you're actually kind of like guiding users through your user experience and through kind of a journey that leads to the desired action, sort of like this roadmap here kind of shows. So let's just break this down really quick. The journey is made up of 5 stages: discovery, consideration, action, retention, and advocacy. This is, again, we talked a lot about intent within writing your content. This is how you actually understand the intention of the user based on where they came into your website. So the discovery stage, first big one right here, right? This is your helpful content blog posts like we just talked about. Landing pages maybe that are not connected to your website, but they drive people over. That's kind of like level 1, where most people are going to find you, especially from places like search engines. Then if they, within that blog post, you're just providing that helpful content information. You're not really giving them the big sales pitch, but maybe you have a little subtle link that brings them over to the next stage, which is the consideration stage. From that blog post or that landing page, you drive them over to a primary pillar page or one of your main service pages. Now they're in the consideration stage. This is where, again, your writing style changes. You can tell them more about your business, what you bring to the table, what makes you special. And that's really, kind of guiding them to, the third step here, which is the whole point of, kind of growing your business, the action stage. This is traditionally kind of known as like the buyer's journey. That's the purchase, the sign up, the consultation booking, or even just hitting your contact form. You want that all to be within 3 steps, 3 easy clicks. They got the information they were looking for, or they found you from a landing page. They went into consideration to learn a little bit more about your business. And they said, yeah, okay, I'm going to make a consultation, or I'm going to go ahead and just buy that thing. Once they're in that action stage, there you're writing your content just to, basically facilitate, the capture of the information or capture of the sale. There are 2 more steps here. The reason why the traditional buyer's journey kind of thought process is not really accurate these days is because these next 2 stages, this is, kind of the way Google even frameworks it, are just as important as the traditional kind of 3 steps of the buyer's journey. That's why we call it the digital consumer journey. Retention is the 4th stage here. This is, again, what is a website? It's a communication and support tool. So within your website, you want to have really great communication and support for your existing customers. You want to have FAQs. You want to just make sure that you're keeping customers happy, right? That's the whole point of any business. Just so you have that long-term relationship and you keep your level of retention really high. And your website can facilitate that with great communication. And when all of that is all done right, the best step is number 5 here. It's kind of like the gift that keeps on giving, advocacy. This is where you have happy customers that have been with you for a while, and now they're happy to refer you to other people. They're happy to leave you a testimonial or go over to your Google business profile and leave you a 5-star review, maybe go on Alignable and leave you a recommendation. Once you get more advocacy, it's kind of like a full circle though, because the more people who come in the discovery stage and they see, wow, this business, they answered my questions and they have all these great testimonials and reviews. Like now that person's in the discovery stage, they're much more likely to engage with your business as well. So the digital consumer journey is kind of a full circle, exactly how this kind of, little graphic here, it's like a roadmap to drive people through your website, to drive your desired actions, keep a high level of customer retention, and get more advocacy for your business as well. So just some quick little reminders and recap here. I'm going a few minutes longer than I expected. Again, engage with your unique tone, persona, emotion, and that's going to help you create your own writing style. Don't just rely on AI for that, and don't just put out that generic information. Build topic authority and geographic relevance. You can especially do that with things like blog posts and landing pages. Personal stories and professional expertise. EEAT, EEAT. I can't say it enough. You can use AI to kind of be more efficient, get some structure and some ideas, and kind of lay things out for you. But don't rely on just AI. Follow EEAT standards. It's a writing guide for your success. You have to use it. For blogging and articles and white papers, use the Google Helpful Content algorithm. That's just going to help you like solve problems for people, and they're going to be way more likely to engage with your business. Keep your content organized. Think about the user experience. Think about using your messaging to actually like guide the call to actions and guide the desired actions that you want for your business. Modern design, simplicity, clean presentation, especially for most business websites. That's the name of the game right there. And then just think about structuring your website for the digital consumer journey. Think about user intent. So important. And that's going to help you properly engage your audience while you're also growing your business. So with all that said, I think now we can say time for some questions, Randy. Sorry, I went about 5 minutes longer there than I expected.
No, you're all good.
When it comes to the content conversation, I can't help myself. I got a little excited.
No, it's all good. And we've got some great questions. And I just want to remind everybody, number one, we're going to go right after Q&A. We'll go back and I'll share some links in the chat. And also, Chris, you're going to show us around Hoot Host. You'll show us some of the features, tools that you have available for our members as well. And then as long as we have time, we'll come back and we'll take additional questions, because we always get questions after you show your products and services.
Yeah,
so I want to make sure we have time for that. And a couple of people are just mentioning, so the free website audit, so that's if I already have a website, you're going to take a look and maybe share what we're missing on our website. Is that it?
Sure. Yeah. So the free website audit, it's also a web audit and consultation. So if you have a website or you don't, I will gladly just kind of walk you through the steps, do a full review of your existing site, kind of give you some independent auditing from an SEO perspective, a lot of just like Google tools. I'll kind of break some things down for you, and then just give you like my own personal take as far as like design, layout, content, and we'll talk about what you kind of need.
Okay. And you said even if they don't have a website, you can still do a consultation with you as well.
Yeah, that's why we call it audit and consultation, because you can also just, if you're looking to build a website, come over, I'll talk about your goals with you and kind of your business, your industry, and I'll make some appropriate recommendations.
Okay. And I'm also going to share a link right now to schedule a call with you as well. Last time, your calendar, as I mentioned before, totally blew up.
I opened it up.
If any,
I made as many available slots as I can. So really appreciate everyone jumping over there, but there should be plenty of availability for everyone.
All right, cool. So everybody, I just put that link into the chat. So go ahead, click that link, and a new tab will open up and you can get on Chris's calendar. But let's take some questions. Number one, explain again EEAT. A few people missed it and they want to make sure they understand it, what it all stands for.
Let me just jump back really quick here. So EEAT is basically experience, expertise, authoritativeness, and trustworthiness. So this is kind of a writing guideline for how to put your content together. Experience is your insights, your advice, and your stories. Like make it personal, like from your own life. Your expertise is talking about your credentials, your years of experience, and what you've done in your career. And when you do all that consistently over time, you're going to build authority and you're going to build trust with Google as well.
Okay. What are the top 3 aspects about SEO?
Ooh, okay. Top 3 aspects of SEO. I'm going to say I'm a big advocate of starting off. You have to have the foundation. Technical SEO is very important. You need to make sure that your website is being effectively crawled and indexed and ranked on Google. So all of your technical SEO standards have to be in place. Then I'll definitely say content. Content is, certainly is king, and you have to make sure that your content is optimized for your target audience, for your location and your service areas, and just what you do, of course. And the third one, I will say, Really, probably just like offsite SEO, a lot of backlinks and things like that. We talked about that a little bit here. That you do just want, are you a trusted resource? Are other people sharing your information? Are higher authority websites, putting you out there as a trusted source of information? So between like technical, on page, and offsite, those are kind of the three big pillars of SEO right there.
Okay. And we'll keep our answers shorter so we can make sure we get to all those questions. But I know, Chris, you got great info. All right. How video reviews impact online ranking?
How videos impact online ranking. So the thing that
Reviews.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Video
Reviews.
reviews.
Oh, video reviews. Okay. Well, videos across the board, especially if you're putting them on YouTube, are really going to help you from just getting found more and more optimization. I have done video reviews for a lot of websites in various industries, and they will increase engagement, and they'll also really help you from an SEO perspective. Make sure they're embedded right into the page. Give a little written caption of what the video is as well, because that's also really important for the SEO conversation. But yeah, they're huge. Do more of them if you can.
Okay, what is your take on AI generated content?
Exactly kind of what I was talking about before. And my little thing, I said I'm going to make a t-shirt out of it, is AI can't do EEAT. EAT, again, is about like your personal experiences and your insights and advice, and also showcasing your professional expertise, what you've done in your career with your business. And AI can't really do that effectively. So people always say, like, you can put great info in and AI is going to give you great info back, but you need to make it personal and it needs to be authentically from you. AI is fine just to create ideas and give you some structure, but you have to give it your personal touch. Otherwise, it's not going to be as impactful as it should be.
Is our Q&A considered a content component?
Yeah, of course. FAQs, like I was talking about in the retention part of the digital consumer journey, FAQs are really important. A lot of websites will have an entire page dedicated to FAQs. FAQs, even from a search engine optimization standpoint, are really important. It's all really about having that effective information and answering people's questions. That's going to help with retention and also just kind of like, bringing new people in as well. It's all about engagement.
Okay, so I have a couple blog questions. So number one, I'll give you a few at a time. Where does the blog go on your website? And number two, should you also post your blog to your LinkedIn as well?
Sure. So the blog should have its own dedicated page within the sitemap. It's one of the primary pillar pages of your website, just from a structure standpoint, so Google knows. The other thing about sharing on your social media or your LinkedIn, I always do that. We even create our social media strategy largely around blog posts, kind of repurposing them and always driving people back to the website. That's the whole point of, if you're sharing to LinkedIn or Alignable or any social media, use that blog post link to drive people back to the website. So then they're in your journey and they're engaging with your business. So always do that.
Okay. Another question on a blog. If the blog is used to answer questions, how does that not distract from, say, an educational website? So answers that are part of, say, a course.
Sure. So I actually work with quite a few large education organizations. We have those type of conversations. Sometimes we'll break it up between resources, webinars, just like helpful information and insights. So you can categorize and kind of break them up and break your blog up into separate sections. But realistically, it's really, you kind of have to follow those current standards, just to, especially from like the outreach standpoint. That's like when I was talking about the helpful content algorithm, it's about outreach and driving targeted people to you effectively. But again, separation of your resources, and you can still have all the educational insights that you want from a course or anything like that, and still have those helpful content blog posts.
Okay. Can you do effective SEO with a free website, WordPress site, or can you do any SEO with the free WordPress?
Sure, yeah, because it's WordPress. WordPress, there are a number of really great, totally free SEO tools you can integrate, even if you're just on a free version of WordPress.com. Number one, you can just use the built-in tools for a lot of your page title, description, image attributes. All of that's built into native WordPress. But I believe you can still get Yoast completely for free. I don't think you can get Rank Math without upgrading on WordPress.com. But you should still be able to get Yoast totally for free, and that will give you really great SEO output. So yeah, even on a free version of WordPress.com, you can definitely still get pretty solid SEO.
Okay. How would you help a client who's got 3 different products on their website that are completely different industries and don't align? I'd schedule an appointment.
Yeah, that's what I probably would want to break down. It really depends on the business and the products. There's ways to go about that. I actually just had I might know who that is actually, because I think I just had that conversation with someone. But there's a few different approaches that I would probably take, but that's kind of a business specific or industry specific problem to solve.
Okay. Let me go back to my Q&A. And let's see, how do you generate content to a wider geographic area? Is there a way to reach a wider audience?
So again, it really, when I was talking about, like kind of targeting your service areas and your geographic relevance, really you should have a strategy. Step one is, where are the places that you want to target? Not just, the kind of rule we always have for SEO is you have to start local and build. You can't be like nationwide overnight. So target the business areas, have a strategy for the places where your business is, relevant, and then start there and then build.
Okay, we'll take a couple more questions, and I want you to show the features of Hoothost as well, and then we'll come back and take a few more. But real quick, how long should a blog post be?
Some people say it's fine to only have like 500 words or more. I would advocate for like 750 to 1,000 is, probably what's considered sort of like the industry standard right now, if you really want to be highly optimized and have a lot of great information.
Okay, should a blog have a separate domain?
A lot of blogs have subdomains, so it'd be like blog.yourdomain.com. But for the most part, if you're using like Wix or WordPress, it's just going to be part of your primary domain.
Okay, let's show a bit about Hoothost, and then we'll come back and we'll take a few more questions. And again, while Chris is pulling that up, at any time, you guys, you can click the banner at the top of your screen, schedule a free website audit and a consultation. And I've also shared in the chat a link to Chris's calendar directly, so you can also schedule with him as well.
All right, great. So we wanted to just have a little demo here. People always ask questions about Hoothost. So really the point of what I'm just going to break down right here, just talking about some of our features, it's really just that a lot of what we talked about today from a content perspective, effective design, and sort of organization of your website, just having that like effective online presence, it is possible and can still be reasonably affordable. You don't have to pay thousands of dollars to an agency or be stuck trying to do it all yourself on platforms like Wix and Squarespace. Hoothost is kind of like that right in the middle kind of place. That's our whole kind of concept. So we can help you find success through our plans that are just monthly affordable plans, and they include online management, blog writing, a lot of great built-in tools for CRM and marketing, and our plans start as low as $30 a month. So number one, I just want to bring this up to people. We can build the website for you. We have 4 different plans that start as low as $65 a month. Or you can check out our new plan, which is kind of very quickly becoming our most popular plan, is our HootPress AI website builder. This is an AI tool that helps you build your own WordPress website in a matter of minutes. You go in, you put in your business information, all of your content, you can select images within our huge image library, and then based on your specific business and industry, it's going to give you appropriate layout examples, and then you just press that build website button and it builds the entire thing for you. It's a really, really awesome tool that is getting really popular since we just rolled this out. I will mention, when you first sign up for this, it's not exactly a DIY kind of thing like a Wix or a Squarespace, because you get an onboarding session with one of our Hoot experts who walks you through the entire process. And then when you go in and build the whole thing, you can build it all out, still go in, give it your personal touches, change any images, work on your content, especially like we talked about today, to make sure it's kind of giving it your personal touch. And then when you say, hey guys, I built the whole website, everything looks awesome, I'm ready to go with it, we actually launch it for you, because when we launch it, we want to make sure that you're hooked up with Google Analytics and Search Console. We set you up with a bunch of accessibility tools like UserWay, because we want the website to have a high level of both performance, accessibility, and SEO standards. So we just kind of handle all the technical stuff for you, but you still basically get to build it yourself, and it's a really affordable tool. Plus, we give you our CRM and marketing platform built in as well. It's huge for only $30 a month. So then you're basically left with, if we build it for you, or if you do it yourself on our AI builder, you have a beautiful and an optimized website on an affordable monthly plan with blog writing done for you, maintenance, hosting, and our CRM and marketing platform all wrapped in. Our CRM and marketing platform gives you contact management and pipelines, calendars and bookings, so you can get rid of your Calendly, email marketing, so you can get rid of MailChimp or Constant Contact, a social media publishing and scheduling tool. So from one dashboard, you can publish out to all your social media platforms. You can manage your Google business profile. You can build marketing landing pages and funnels, all types of cool advanced forms that we integrate into your website for you. For my coaches or for small businesses that need payment and invoicing, we have that as well. You can do subscriptions, also a pretty cool tool. We integrate with PayPal and Square and Stripe. We have a whole bunch of cool add-ons. So if you need like an advanced chat bot on your website, and of course, just like any other CRM, we have a bunch of really awesome reporting and analytics. Hoot CRM integrated into all of our website plans is a game changer for many businesses, and it's been really great to see how many people are really starting to see how powerful of a tool this is. We have all of our ongoing support. Hoot Host, first and foremost, we're a website maintenance and management company. So we work with platforms like Wix and Squarespace, WordPress, of course. So it's all done on an affordable subscription model. There's no big upfront cost or contracts or anything. And even with the CRM tool, you have sort of like an ongoing partner who's helping you through the entire process. That's really our entire goal, is to kind of like demystify the whole online presence thing, make it easy for business owners, let you focus on your business, and that you have that reliable partner that's taking care of your online presence for you and working with you on a month-to-month basis, getting things done the right way. So our CRM, I should also mention, does also integrate with Wix and Squarespace, Shopify, and all the other platforms as well. Some really cool things that we just rolled out, kind of a special offer for Alignable members here. We just rolled out a free version of the CRM. So you can, even if you're not ready to get started right now, you say, oh, just I'm happy with my website, or I'm not quite ready to pull the trigger and build a new one. You can have a way better email marketing system and get rid of MailChimp and Constant Contact. You can get rid of Calendly and have a way more sophisticated calendar booking system that actually saves your contacts and everything, helps you build up your lead and customer lists, and get our social media planner so you can post all your networks and just make your social media strategy a little easier to deal with. We're giving this away completely for free, this little suite of tools right here. I'm sure Randy will share the link, but even just giving this to everyone, I know that this will be a really valuable set of tools to really help you take your existing website to the next level, or at least help you really build your online presence to just be much more impactful.